first up, let's talk about the Infosys numbers. Strong gains today for Infosys AGR, and this after the tech major has raised its outlook for FY25 to 3 to 4% from its previous estimate of 1 to 3%. It's seen an improvement in BFSI spending in North America. Infosys has also reported a beat on all fronts in the first quarter, the company having said that the number of large deal wins were the highest ever at 34. With TCV of $4.1 billion. That's what they've reported. And on the back of these numbers, the stock is up 10% in the US markets. We'll have to see exactly what it does back home. But for the moment, let's get you a word from the management, what they're saying about the numbers. Listen in.
Along with our overall robust performance in Q1 and strong opportunity pipeline, we are seeing early signs of improvement in financial services vertical in the US. While discretionary spends continue to be under pressure, our highly differentiated offerings around driving efficiencies at scale and the transformation capabilities around generative AI have positioned us well in this market. With respect to our recent acquisition of Intech, we have received the required approvals and have closed the acquisition transaction. Given our strong performance in Q1 and our current outlook, we have revised our revenue growth guidance for the full financial year to 3% to 4% growth in constant currency terms. Our operating margin guidance for the financial year remains at 20% to 22%. The guidance, what we are seeing today, we had a very strong Q1. With that performance, which focused on specifically volumes on financial services in the US. That gave us more confidence for the year. Then we saw the large deals in Q1 itself. That gave us more visibility for what we're seeing for the full year. And then we had the acquisition with respect to Intech. Those combined give us the support to increase our revenue growth guidance. We don't split out the guidance between organic and inorganic. However, the revenue number for Intech is something that we have shared, Jayesh just shared that. And so from that basis, you can add, it's a part of it. There's a vast majority of it is coming from what we see in the volume, financial services, and large deals. In terms of recruitment, as Jayesh just shared, we will be going to campus. Between the way we do campus, which is campus hires ongoing and at campus, and that's in the range of 15 to 20,000 for this financial year.
Well, that's management speak. Let's get in perspective on the kind of numbers Infosys has posted and what it really says about the tech sector as a whole. Now, are we really out of the woods? Mahantesh Sabarad is an independent market expert. He's joining us. Great to have you with us, Mahantesh. What's your larger takeaway? We've got TCS, we've got HCL Tech, and now we've got Infosys. How do you think the IT sector is faring?
So unlike the past, the IT sector now is getting a little bit more confident. You would find that the deal wins are becoming stronger. There are no slippages on the margins. Essentially, their attrition rates are under control, so margins are likely to be more stable ahead. And you also have beats coming in terms of the either on the guidance front or even from the expectations front. There is a beat that comes on the revenue side. So Infosys 3.6% quarter-on-quarter constant currency number is a big beat that's now also translated into a better guidance from the management.
So, Mahantesh, is this a sign of things to come? Because as we look at generative AI as something that could be a revenue driver, how soon before that actually kicks in? So are we looking at a bigger push coming in towards profitability now in the IT sector, propelled by what AI could do?
Probably yes. With the attrition levels now controlled, the focus will be more on AI and AI-led capabilities ahead. You also have strong deal wins coming in, although we don't have a color in terms of what these deal wins are about in terms of the deployments. But having said that, if you look at the last 3-4 quarters deal wins and extrapolate it forward, it's likely that the companies will start working with large deal wins. And then if you have discretionary spends also kicking in later down the year with the US presidential elections sort of done with, we can see the sector emerging out of the 2-year rut we saw in terms of the slow and painfully slow revenue growth.
Yeah, but do tell us, Mahantesh, in your opinion now, some of these deal wins that you started talking about, whether it's US or UK, now primary markets, we were talking about growth slowing down. Has that story reversed, and is that why we are looking at these deal wins? Like you said, the color is not there, at least as far as Infosys is concerned. But what's your sense now as far as some of these key markets for our IT companies are concerned?
So what the management is trying to tell us is that they are looking at the BFSI sector's revival signs, and the signs could be early right now. But if that's what is going to happen ahead, and if we're going to have better BFI sector revenue growth ahead, we could see sharper growths coming in and more upgrades coming in. If that's what the management thinks is likely to happen. So BFSI, as we know, is the big driver for revenues for all the IT companies of India. And if coupled with certain discretionary spends coming in, we can have much stronger growth outlook coming in. Margins is no longer a worry, like I said before, and that could therefore translate into greater profitability growth.
I'm looking at Infosys ADR right now, which is making an up move of upwards of 8%, Mahantesh. What do you reckon is going to happen with the stock of Infosys and some of these major IT companies?
Very difficult to say. One-day movement of stock is not something that one would actively track and look at it. But the past performance of the IT companies does suggest that there is this expectations building up about better performances ahead. Particularly the upgrade cycle seems to have begun. And if the management commentary talks about upbeat forecasts ahead, we could see more and more upgrades coming down the line. That should augur well for the stock. So one-day stock movement is something very difficult to comment upon.
Fair enough. We're watching what's happening on Infosys ADR. Yes, as far as knee-jerk reactions go, that's not what we're particularly interested in. But going by everything that you're saying, the IT sector does look like it's making a strong comeback, and we'll keep monitoring the stocks. Many thanks for joining us with your perspective on Infosys and the IT sector, Mahantesh. Always a pleasure.